Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Malcorify and I do audio reviews. So today I'm actually doing a review of these Monoprice Retros over-ear headphones. Now, if you enjoy the review by the end of the video, please like my video and subscribe to my channel. That's all I ask for. So without wasting any more time, let's get into it. Now, the first thing I talk about when I do the review of a headphone is the build. And these headphones, they cost about $25. And the build mostly reflects that. It is plastic all around. Now, before I talk about the overall build, I want to bring to your attention one of the issues that I had with this wire where it connects to the headphone. This was a little loose. I had to fix it with the crazy glue. And I think the reason mainly for that is that these headphones, they were out of stock for nearly 3-4 months, and I think Monoprice just rushed the production, and then that's when they had more quality control issues. And other than that, the build is inspired from the AKG K240 M220, that whole kind of AKG style of headphones. You can see the suspension thing is all inspired from that. And I mostly did not have any issues with the comfort. The headband, it works perfectly, with the exception of the stock pairs that came with it. Those were unbearable. They were about this thick and not comfortable at all, and I couldn't wear them for more than 10 minutes. So what I have on here is Brainwaves extra large sheepskin pads, which are about $40, and I know the pads cost more than the price of the headphone, but I think they improve the sound. They definitely do. Now, comfort overall, the clamp of the headphone, if you look at that, it doesn't let go. It touches, but it is not like a hard metal kind of clamp. Because this thing is plastic, it actually gives. And I found the clamp to be just right. It is not too loose, it is not too tight, so they will not slide off your head when you have them on. Comfort is okay. The main issue with the design that I have is the attached wire. I hate it, but they are easy to mod. You just gotta pop this thing open. You gotta put in a 3.5 mm female, and you will have a detachable cable mod if you want to do it. I mostly didn't have time to do it, so I did not do it. They are easily drivable, so you do not need an amp to drive these, but the amp helps with the sound quality, I will say that. Now moving on to the sound, the usual structure, I'll talk about bass, mids and highs first. So let me talk about the bass first. Oh my god, this is one of the best bass response I have heard. That is a fun kind of bass response, regardless of the price. It is not trying to be. It is not trying to be that. It is not trying to be an accurate monitoring headphone. It is not trying to go really deep with the bass, but it doesn't have a boomy bass either. It just has this huge, good, fun bass response. And I have a track in my testing playlist from Bass Society, and there was a sound to the left of that track that I did not notice before that I did with these headphones. So they don't lack detail. It is not a kind of bloomy bass. It is still very accurate, but it is so fun. If you're playing single player games with it, you're watching movies, so fun. This is one of the, just based on bass alone, I recommend these. Now let's talk about mids. And now it is downhill from here, guys. The bass is the highest point of this headphone. Mids are about average, and the instrument lacks, all the instruments that play in the mid range, they lack texture, and they kind of sound farther away. The male vocals perform admirably, they are okay, but the female vocals, the high notes don't really hit that high. And I wouldn't say that the bass is really lacking, comparing to a lot of other headphones. Yes, it is lacking, but on its own, it's not it's not trash. It's not something like Beats. And so average, mids, not the best quality. Now let's talk about highs. The highs are the weakest point of this headphone, and they are rolled off pretty early, but there is also a slight peak, I think around 9K, that causes some sibilance in some tracks. That might be only because of the kind of pads I use, the sheepskin. That might have something to do it, but with the sheepskin I could detect a little bit of peak, but other than that the highs are rolled off. And here's the thing about that. In my personal opinion, it lacks too much in the highs to tell you that they're okay. I would say they're below average. But they are below average, not in a trash kind of way. You ever put a Beats on? Bass muddies up everything. So even if Beats were producing good highs, you cannot hear it. The highs still come true. You can still hear some details. But I was comparing it to, I couldn't find anything to compare it against and tell you how the highs are. But moving on to the conclusion, let me tell you this. I was trying to find something to compare it against, right? And in under $100 range, there was nothing that had the kind of soundstage this headphone has. I settled on CB1 because that has the widest soundstage under $100 in close back, but that was about it. And when I say the highs are this, the mids are this way, I'm only saying it in comparison to the CB1 because I was referencing CB1. But on its own, it has plenty of details. It is an enjoyable sound. But the real reason why you buy these headphones is because of their ability to make everything sound like you're sitting in a theater hall with good speakers, not with bad speakers, with good speakers. And when you're sitting farther away, it's an empty theater hall, you are gonna lose some detail. That's not uncommon. But they are so fun, and there's a huge bass response, and the sound is huge. It's honestly the only other headphone that I can remember that had even such a huge soundstage was the HD 800 and the original HD 800, and granted way more clear, way more everything else. But even for a $25 headphone to be able to have that kind of soundstage, and it is not even like a open back kind of soundstage where everything feels like it is disappearing. It's still, there are walls around theater hall, there are walls around that music bounces off of, and it creates its own kind of tonality that is so unique that I would want you to try them. And hear what kind of people would enjoy this headphone. The kind of people that are already a little bit into their audiophile personal audio journey. They already have neutral headphones, they already have capable headphones. They just want something different, something unique. Those kind of people will enjoy this headphone the most, I think. I certainly do. And on that note, I will end this video. And you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see ya in the next video. Oh, please subscribe. If you're watching this video, you're not subscribed to my channel. I need at least 1,000 to start making money. So please help me out. Or don't. It's your choice.